Hello, beautiful people. Welcome once again to Abinasia's Recipes. Thank you so much for tuning in. In today's video, I'm sharing with you how to make spiced millet porridge or Hausa Koko, the authentic way. And this is an updated recipe. Let's get started. I have 1 kilogram of millet grain, which is equal to about 5 cups of millet grain. I'll open it up and pour it into a bowl, and I'll be washing this thoroughly. Millet grains can be very dirty. You can find stones and extreme dirt inside. So you want to make sure you wash this about 3 or more times, and I'll be washing mine until the water that settles on top is very clear. And the grains that settles on top are the not so good grains, so you can also discard that with the water. And as you can see, my water is clear now, and I've washed this for about 4 times already, guys. The making of this porridge takes 3 days, and this step is day 1. Now that my millet grain is very clean now, I'll transfer it into a container, and then I will add water to it. I'll cover it and leave it to sit for 24 hours. It is the next day, guys, and this is day 2. I'll pour out the water and then transfer my millet grain into a bowl. And then I will wash my millet about 2 more times. And you want to wash this until the water that settles on top is very clear. My millet is very well clean now. I'd like to introduce to you my natural spices that I'll be adding to the millet. I have 1 cup of fresh ginger, a tablespoon of black pepper, 4 chili peppers, grain of Selim, and 1 tablespoon of cloves. I'll add it all to my millet and then give it a mix. And now it is time to blend everything together. I'll put my millet with the spices inside the blender. I'll add water, and then I'll blend until very well smooth. My first batch is all done blending. I'll pour it into a container and then continue blending the rest of the millet with the spices. I'll add water and then blend. I've blended all of my millet with the spices, and now it is time to strain. I'll be using a very large strainer to strain everything at once, or you could use a colander. And I'm using a silicone spoon to help move everything fast. As you can see, the silicone spoon actually helps very well. And I'll transfer the shafts into the container. And I'll be straining this the second time in a cheesecloth or a brew bag. I'll try to leave a link of this brew bag in my description. You can find this at Amazon.com. This actually does the work very well. Once I'm done squeezing out all the milk, I'm going to transfer the chaffs into a container, and I'm not going to discard that yet. I'm all done straining the second strain. I'll add water to the chaffs, give it a mix, and then I'll strain it in a colander or my large strainer. I'll use my silicone spoon to speed up the process, and at this point I'm using my hands to squeeze out more of the goodness out of the millet chaffs, guys. And I'll go ahead and strain it the second time, and at this time I'm straining it directly to the first one that I had already strained, and this is gonna be our final strain, guys. Now that we are done straining, I'll cover this and leave it to sit for 24 hours. It is day 3, guys. And look at the top of the water. Fermentation has taken place, and I'm excited. So I'll go ahead and pour the water into another container, and that leaves the fermented dough at the bottom. And look at that beautiful texture. Guys, look at it. This is what we're going to use to make the porridge. This is the millet dough. You do not want to discard the fermented water. It has all the spices. We'll be using this water to make our cocoa or our millet porridge. So I'll pour it into a pot, I'll cover it, and then bring it to a boil. Whilst our water is boiling, I'm gonna scoop some of the dough into the bowl that I'll be preparing my porridge in. Please make sure the mixture is thick, not too runny. You just want a thick consistency. And this is the perfect consistency, guys. And just before the water begins to boil, you want to remove that foamy off the top of the water. You do not want that in your porridge. And please note, spiced millet porridge or Hausa Koko is never prepared on fire. So I will be pouring my hot water directly into my dough mixture, and I'll use my whisk immediately to begin stirring to prevent lumps. I find the whisk to be better instead of the wooden spatula. I'll be mixing this until I get the right consistency, and as you can see, my porridge is too thick, so I'll add more of the hot water to get it to the right consistency or the texture that I'm going for. I'll be adding my water little by little, not too much. You do not want to get it too runny. Just in case your porridge turned runny, you can correct it by mixing some of the mixture and then adding it to the porridge, and that should correct it to the right texture or the right consistency. You can enjoy your porridge right after mixing it. I'm just covering mine to set it on the side until I prepare my buffroot or my puff puff before serving my porridge. You can store both your millet dough and the water in the refrigerator and use as needed. I'm now ready to serve. Guys, the porridge thickened up just when I allowed it to sit for a few minutes. Oh, I cannot wait to enjoy. I hope you try this, guys. And if you do, please kindly leave me a feedback and let me know how it turned out. If you have any questions, please kindly leave your question in the comment section and I will be more than happy to answer your question. I'm using a calabash to enjoy this, and this is the authentic way of enjoying your spiced millet porridge. I've added my sugar and I'll be adding milk and my roasted peanuts. My husband doesn't like any of these things. He just likes a little bit of sugar and he's good to go, guys. And we're enjoying our porridge with kose or bean cake and puff puff or buffroot. Thank you guys so much for staying until this time. Thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate you. And if you have not subscribed yet, please kindly consider subscribing. Hit that post notification so anytime I upload a video, you'll be notified. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for your massive support. I appreciate you. You rock. God bless you all and please stay safe. Bye, guys.